Guys, this is Thursday night. This is Asante Organics. This is the only USDA certified organic superstore in the world that is laser focused on plants that, oh my goodness, the things that you're going to hear tonight with this product line and this company is phenomenal. And that's an understatement, I believe, because it's more than what we actually talk about and the different things that we're going to talk about today. But you know what? We always start with our medical director, Dr. Becky Natrajan. Let me tell you what, she's has spoken on stages around the world. She's a gastroenterologist. And I met her about 20 years ago, and it was amazing because when I met her, I drove down to Tucson. Yeah, we didn't even meet halfway. She had nothing to do with that, wanted nothing to do with that. So I went all the way down to Tucson and from Phoenix. And actually, I'll be honest with you, that was the first time in my life I was ever in Tucson. And we did not have GPS on phones back then either. So I'm sure now everybody knows me in Tucson because I was like, hey, you know where that street is? You know, ever hear Dr. Becky Natrajan? And everybody's like, yeah, well, where's she live? I don't know. So it took me a while to find the place, but we did. And oh my gosh. And then I watched her get involved in an actual company that was, in the very similar space that we are in. And guess what? I watched her go into a company that was doing $19 million a year. And with her influence, within 5 years, that company was doing a billion. They did $1 billion in sales. It was huge. And we got the pleasure to hear it from her tonight. And it's got to be getting close to Christmas because she's wearing red. So, Dr. Becky.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We are in the holiday season, and I just want everyone to know I'm going green, and who's coming with me? And if you've seen that movie with Tom Cruise, you know that scene that's so famous. But that is my mantra that you're going to hear from me a lot because going green to me is so important. And tonight I'm going to focus a little bit on one of the Go Green promotional packs that has some amazing products that support your microbiome. And that's my mantra too, because I've been a butts and guts doctor, even though I'm retired. I've been a butts and guts doctor for, all of my adult life. And so I understand everything there is to understand about your esophagus, your stomach, your small intestine, your large intestine, rectal anal area, pancreas, liver, biliary system, gallbladder. So the crux of everything though that takes place within the gut is known as your microbiome. Trillions of organisms that live there. It sounds so wild and so unbelievable, but it is so real. And these organisms, if they're good and they're healthy and they're proliferating in a healthy way and they outweigh the bad, then guess what? Your entire body is going to be healthy. And I'll just share with you a little bit about that in a second. If your microbiome is bad, it's bad because you eat processed foods, you're dehydrated, you do self exogenous toxins, but then there's toxins in processed foods and a lot of canned foods and foods that we give our kids and antibiotics and all these drugs. That changes your microbiome for the bad. And when the bad outdoes the good, you're going to feel fatigued. You're going to feel overall lousy. Your skin's not going to look good. You're not going to look good. Your cardiovascular system's going to suffer. Your liver's not going to detoxify the way it should. Your thyroid's going to slow down. Your adrenals are going to slow down. And inflammation can start to set up. Who wants that? Especially now, as we're all getting older and we're in, the holidays where there's a lot of toxins floating around, but we have to support our gut and our microbiome so that these trillions of organisms, when they're healthy, and I'll talk to you a little bit about the Go Green pack here that's just so near and dear to my heart because it supports everything about the microbiome. But when your microbiome is happy, healthy, proliferating the right way with prebiotics, probiotics, the right kind of foods, hydration, trying to get rid of many toxins as you can, then there's a superhighway between your gut microbiome and your brain. Neurotransmitters, these chemicals will signal your brain as they're produced by a healthy microbiome. They signal the brain to get your synapses working. And then that stimulates a nerve called the vagus nerve, which is the superhighway, again, between the brain and the gut and the gut and the brain, and all these neurotransmitters floating in between the two. When you have stability in your brain, you have energy and focus and clarity, and you can multitask. And when you sleep well. And when you wake up, you feel rested. And then you start your day on that right foot because your microbiome is healthy and your brain chemistry is solid. And from a chronic inflammatory standpoint, if your gut's not healthy and you have leaky gut and you have inflammation setting up in your vascular system, it will cross the blood-brain barrier. And guess what? You're set up for now chronic neurodegenerative disease. We've all heard the term dementia. Nobody wants that either. So support the microbiome. And when you support the microbiome, you're supporting the integrity of the gut. So you're not a setup for leaky gut, because leaky gut leads to inflammation. Inflammation leads to, every arthritic condition, all kinds of skin conditions, cardiovascular, pulmonary, kidney disorders, blood disorders. There's so many things, autoimmune, obesity, metabolic syndrome. When there's inflammation in the body starts to deteriorate. So supporting that microbiome supports the integrity of the gut. When you support the microbiome, you support the skin. There is a direct communication. So a lot of people with chronic skin issues, when they support the microbiome, they're so surprised that their skin clears up. Well, you shouldn't be. There's a direct communication. There's also that direct communication between the microbiome and your liver and biliary system. Your liver, love your liver, live longer is a fact. And you can do that by supporting your microbiome. When your liver's healthy, then all these phases of detoxification kick into gear. And so all these toxins that we're all exposed to will now be filtered through the liver and out through the vascular system, and then eventually urinated, or you sweat it out, or you breathe it out, because all of these organs are detoxifying organs: your kidneys, your pulmonary system, your skin, your liver. So understand that part of it. And you're supporting the cardiovascular system. You're supporting the decreased ability to form plaque. You're supporting a better cardiac output. And therefore, you're supporting the ability to deliver oxygen to your entire system. And when you do have inflammation, if you don't have good blood flow to areas that need to heal, then what happens is the blood is not providing enough oxygen to the areas that need it. So when I talk about it all starts with the gut, and you are what you eat, it has everything to do with the microbiome. And we support it with nutrition, staying hydrated, and we support it with Go Green products through Asante Organics. All plant-based, they're all organic. There are no toxins. There is nothing to worry about with this company at all. So when you go and order one of the Go Green packs, and I'll talk a little bit about the promotional because it's pretty amazing, but you save a ton of money. And with my favorite nutritional Go Green pack, you're going to get the reds and the greens. You're going to get the probiotics, the phyto cleanse, the daily digest, the B tabs, marketing materials, and you just can take advantage for a free trip for two, round trip, and 2 nights, 3-day stay at the hotel of your choice. So we'll get into that another time, but just know that this offer is beyond anything I've seen. So when you take the reds and the greens, which I do every morning with Michael's alkalizing shake, you are throwing 5.5 pounds of fruits and greens, okay, each individually, organic, prebiotic, antioxidant goodness into your body as soon as you get up in the morning. And you want to do this because when your microbiome is developing, and it's developing every day, you need prebiotics because they're fertilizer, they're food for your microbiome. And then the probiotics, I drink it down with my shake, and I also take it with my meals because those live probiotics need to get down, fuel the active microbiome. You've given the prebiotics, now you're going to give the probiotics. And now the microbiome's going, oh, more good stuff. Organisms we know, organisms we love, we proliferate, we colonize, we get stronger and stronger. And if you've got a microbiome that's suffering, then the phyto cleanse is what you need to be doing as kind of a jump start initially, and then as a maintenance. The phyto cleanse, it's a magnesium-based miracle that comes in a pill form that allows your gut to rid itself of something called biofilm, which is a slimy encasement that sits over bad microbiome. And if something's being housed by slime and you're not getting rid of the slime, then it's going to fester and it's going to ferment and it's going to cause leaky gut. Okay, what about the daily digest? Enzymes. These are enzymes that we all need as we age because we produce less and less and less enzymes, especially from the pancreas. So if we're eating any kind of diet and our digestive enzymes are declining, you're not breaking down carbs the right way. You're not breaking down protein. You're not breaking down fats the right way. No wonder you feel bloated, gassy, distended, feel yucky. You ever have that term come up? I have rot gut. Yeah, you do. You don't have any enzymes that allow you to digest and assimilate and break it down and absorb it and eliminate the waste. So important from that aspect. Also, you get the B tabs. Michael can expound on them because he is an absolute expert about the B tabs. But these you could survive on if the rest of the food chain went away. It's all pure. It has an added sugar of beets. Beets, because some people are like, there's a little added sugar in there. Yeah, it's from beets. And guess what beets have? Betalains. Betalains are natural anti-inflammatories in beets. And so they help with preventing that inflammatory cascade. So you've got your reds, your greens, your phytoclen, your daily digest, your probiotics, your B-tabs. You get some marketing material and then you get a free trip that we could again talk about that later. So I think I covered what I really wanted to cover in terms of why these products and supporting, all these great avenues. When you are going through like the holidays, stressful times, and then we go into the new year and then, everything else, financial stress kicks in, then taxes are due, all these great things that your body is stressed about. You need to be on these products, even if you do a little bit every day. But do them in the morning as soon as you get up. Have your daily digest, your digestive enzymes. Drink your shake with the reds and the greens and take it with your probiotics. I throw some omegas in there too because I pretty much take every product that Michael has. And then throughout the day, you're doing your daily digest, you're doing your probiotics. At night, you're doing your phyto cleanse. B-tab, snack on them throughout the day. They give you great energy. And if you suffer from headaches, I've seen some amazing things from the B tabs. So, the Go Green Pack, so much sense with the products that you're receiving. It's the financial benefit of getting this whole pack and also the ability to enjoy a free trip if you choose to do so. So that's what I wanted to cover. I just wanted to give everyone just a little tidbit as they head, into the holidays strong, is just pick one product, 10 products. I don't care what you pick something and do it every single day. Because during the holidays, you need that balance because we're all going to be surrounded by toxicity no matter what. I mean, that's just a basic fact. And so are our kids, and so are our grandparents, and so are our friends, and so are our coworkers and people that we love and care about. So you should be sharing this gift. I've been sharing it a lot, and my phone is ringing off the hook because people are going, you know what? I'm listening, because I'm going into the holidays and I am gassy and I'm bloated and I'm distended and I'm fatigued and I'm not sleeping and I have no energy. And it's just kind of a big negative cascade of effects. And so physiologically, it makes sense to me because your gut is not healthy. So all of you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going green. And who's coming with me?
I'm going green.
Good. I'm coming with you. You're coming with me.
For sure, for sure. And I'm glad that you really talked about that pack because that is my favorite pack. That's the one that I recommend. And what I say is these are the foundations. Most of the conditions that people are experiencing, I found that if they just get the pH and the gut right, those things disappear. And if they didn't, they're certainly significantly better. And there's just a nuance of, whatever else we need to modify. So thank you very much for covering that one.
You're so welcome. And I also love the omegas too because it's organic flax is what it is. And I've been just a main user of flaxseed ever since I started in gastroenterology. Ground flaxseed in my shakes. I sprinkle it on pizza. I sprinkle it on my salads. I put it in my soup. Flax is the ultimate prebiotic. Again, remember the word pre means before, acts like a fertilizer to nourish the microbiome. Pro means the microorganisms already exist. So you're giving the live organisms. That's the big difference between pre and pro. So with the omegas, It's all cold pressed organic flax, which is going to give you that ultimate prebiotic, but it's also going to support your cardiovascular system. It's great as a natural anti-inflammatory. Um, so that's going to add even more to supporting your whole systemic circulation, your whole vital organ systems that all communicate with each other all the time. And so for us to have that ultimate communication, that ultimate synergy and quality of life, we've got to be doing something, every single day. And for me, it's going green with Asante. And Mint, you look beautiful. I'm glad you chimed in.
Hey, we're going to hear from some people that use the products as well. And somebody that I'm going to bring somebody on that we haven't heard from in a while. And he can tell you his experience and with the products as well. And I think they call him the GOAT, right? They call him the GOAT. And this gentleman, wow, he has spoken all over the world. He's made over $15 million in 22 years in the networking industry, and just teaches people how to become successful. But he knows too, it takes a little bit more than that. And this product line is just phenomenal. So with that, I want to bring on Robert Blackman. We haven't heard from Robert for a while.
Hey, Michael, how you doing tonight?
Hey.
Dr. Becky, thank you for that great introduction and teaching us about the products. And it was good to hear from you, Mint. And, my journey with Asante came this last summer. I had been ill before, and I was looking for some products that were totally organic. So I found myself in the grocery store looking at every label, looking at all the produce, looking at what type of protein I was going to be taking. And I was just on a search on Google every single day, every single night, looking on TV. Hey, I heard something on TV. It said plant-based or said organic. What was that? And finally, out of the blue, one day, Michael just called me. And I just call that the universe is the ultimate matchmaker, that there were two people looking for each other. He was looking for someone to help him build the business. And I was looking for someone to help build my body, rebuild my body back up. So at age 62, I could live to 102, healthy, where I wasn't in a nursing home. That's the thing I'm not going to do, is not going to happen, is I'm going to be healthy and alive in my own place for the rest of my life and travel wherever I want to. And the one thing I've learned in my 42 years of network marketing experience is that you cannot have products that are an excuse to make money. You cannot have products that are an excuse to make money. And there are those out there. I've been involved in those. I knew it when I was doing it, but I got in network marketing to do what? To make a living, to make six figures, to live a lifestyle that I wanted. And I knew people were buying products anyway. And as long as somebody didn't get ill on them or go to the hospital, we were okay. And I never really got into the products until I myself got really sick. And I said, what am I ingesting? What am I putting on my body? And I started questioning things because it happened to me. My father had passed with disease, and so did my mother. And so I never thought about that, well, maybe it's hereditary, or maybe I'm susceptible to this, or maybe it's my mindset. Maybe it's my diet. Maybe it's my environment. Maybe. Well, baby, I needed some better protein. I need some better products, and I'm taking them now. And I've never felt better. I've lost weight. I'm in a wheelchair from a spinal surgery that I'm getting out of soon. And it's hard to lose weight when you're in a wheelchair. Your arms get bigger, and so does your stomach. So I have found that these products have been a godsend for me and for my family. And I'm introducing them to everybody that I know. And I'm also starting to introduce them to people that I don't know through advertising and through social media. And I'm finding that everybody's very receptive to the idea that, I'd like to take a look at what you have. If I sent you an 80-page catalog, would you take a look at it? Yes or no? For people that I know, I'm very excited to start a new business. Everybody has their own way of introducing the business. That's the way I do it. It works for me. And so the great thing about it is, it doesn't matter what you say. It didn't matter that day what Michael said when he called me. I don't even remember what he said. Other than he said that he wanted to work with me and he had a total organic product line. And my ears perked up and I go, this is what I've been looking for. I didn't tell him that, but I went to bed that night. I said, I need a night to think about it. And I just said, this is my answer I've been looking for. So I don't even remember what else he said. I didn't know what the compensation plan was. I didn't know the price of the products. I didn't know what the ingredients were. I didn't Google them. I trusted him. So there's a matter of trust that everybody will have with you that all runs back to Michael and to Daniel and to Dr. JJ. And that's the trust that we in the field have, and they trust us to go out and deliver the product in an ethical way as well too. And that's the leadership that we're developing here, the foundation that we're developing to build a billion-dollar company. And that's not so everybody can get rich, but that's so everybody can enrich their lives when it comes to their health and their wealth. And so I'm very, very excited to be a part of Asante Organics. And I've never been happier in my life in network marketing. I've never been involved with a team of people that were more helping and more caring than I have been in this company. So thank you, Michael, and thank you, Daniel, and thank you, Dr. JJ.
Well, you're welcome, and thank you everybody for your time tonight and everything that's going on here. And hey, I want to bring somebody on. I want to have them tell you their story. They've been around the industry for a while too, as well. And Fitness Bros and Kevin, wow, that was unbelievable. You know, this guy knows the gym. But I'm going to let you hear from Kevin and Wendy, and they're going to tell their story. And I'm just calling people out tonight, so be ready and just be ready. So, Kevin, Wendy, are you here?
Yes, we
here.
are.
We are so
All right.
excited.
How are y'all doing tonight?
Good. Well, Asante Organics, you tell us what you think. What's all the good stuff?
Well, let me share with you. We started looking into things because our son lost his hair. And your son's echoing.
Sorry,
he had it on his phone as well. And we actually started out with a company that told us they were non-toxic and they were good for you, and they weren't. And so during this process, we've learned that you really do have to look at things. And let me tell you, I was super skeptical about anything, but I had been trying everything you could possibly think of to drop weight. Me and Kevin are fitness trainers. We've been doing this for like 5 years, and we moved here to Florida. Our stress level got high, our weight went up, and I have tried everything you could think of to lose weight. And when I heard Michael talking about the Phyto Cleanse, I was like, I need this. And Michael, I don't know if you know this or not, but when I decided to talk to you, Kevin was not happy with me. He was like, no, we're not doing this. We're not getting something, because it's usually he's the one that's looking at stuff and looking at agreements. And I was like, the Lord is just telling me to do this. And he said, as soon as we got on the phone with Michael, that the Holy Spirit just said, shut up and listen. And by the time we got off the phone, Kevin looked at me and he was like, we've got to do this. We've got to jump all in. And y'all, man, I can't even begin to explain what's happened in just a few short weeks. The first 5 days, I lost 7 pounds. We had not told anybody, but Kevin had a cancer on his neck that was...
Yeah, it was melanoma basal cell.
He had been fighting it for over a year and a half after he had been diagnosed. We'd tried every natural remedy, taking sugar out of our diet, everything. And after getting his body alkalized and we also added the sterile sprouts. Y'all, you can't even see it. It's completely backed up on his neck, and it was getting so bad. It was growing, and we were trying everything we could to fight it. And so we have had such a huge testimony in just a few weeks. It's been incredible.
Yeah, I think, this time I normally want to talk about bodybuilding and just, getting our, health back and our physique back, but it goes way deeper than that. And, that is one thing that I've learned being in the bodybuilding community is they're very toxic on the inside. And I ended up experiencing that myself. My son experienced that. Wendy experienced that. So we really reached out to Michael as far as talking with Michael and me listening. And I was like, okay, this guy really, it's right on point with what God was really starting to share with me, that I needed to take better care of my internal health. And I am so thankful that we have found this company You guys are incredible. The support we have here is incredible, but we are definitely, Dr. Becky, we're going green. We're coming with you.
Yes.
We are so thankful to look on my neck and to see that every single day, and to pray and know that you trust in the Lord that's going to go away. But the Lord has also shared with me too, it's also about what we put in our body. It's about what we put on our body. So thankfully to the information that we've got from Michael, Dr. JJ, Daniel, guys, it's changed our life. And to look and see in the mirror that this thing is completely going away is an absolute answered prayer. To see her body going back to the way it was before, to see her happy, to see us have energy that, guys, we haven't had since 2021.
We haven't slept good in 3 years. Like, we literally, of course, a lot of it, I've been waking up just praying for his neck, saying, Lord, I can't lose my husband. Lord, take this off of him, because I know God is in the miracle working business, and I know prayer works. So, I'd get up and be praying for him in the middle of the night, and I just felt like it was hopeless. And y'all, this has made me so excited. Those things, you're just so excited that you can't get it out of your spirit, because you're supposed to be here. This is exactly where you're supposed to be. And it's like, we work other jobs as well. And it's like, I can't even work my other jobs because I'm too busy trying to tell people how good this is and how they need this and how good it is for them. I'm sleeping so good. We're sleeping through the night for the first time in 3 years, and we have energy like we haven't had since 2021.
Yes. So I want to say thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you, Michael, for taking your time. I've never been around an owner and around people that are part of a company that love the people and are about the people and not just about making money. And thank you so much.
Absolutely. And I'm just so happy that, now, you're feeling better. You get all that going away, and she can sleep at night. Oh, my goodness. No, how do you like that? Right. Everybody gets to take their naps. And, you know what? Another person on here I want to bring on, and that is a person who's been an athlete herself. And, we're going to hear a little bit from Amy.
Oh my goodness. Wow. It was so great to hear always from Dr. Becky. I just have to shout everyone out, and Robert and Mint and Kevin and Wendy. Just so blessed to be a part of all of this. And okay, so if y'all heard me Tuesday, I'm going to kind of repeat a little bit, but so I've been in network marketing and supplements since before I was born, guys. Like, my grandparents did Amway, my parents did Amway and Herbalife. And so I grew up on these products, and I was just like, yeah. And then had the opportunity to go to school and play volleyball, and my husband plays football. And I really wasn't a big supplement person until then I realized that I needed it. Anyway, long story short, I was with a company that I thought was cleaner and natural. And then when I left that company back in May after 7 years, really just a very prayerful journey of, okay, Lord, where do I need to be? What products do I need to be taking? And I really need to just dig deep. And so Michael had been reaching out just for a little bit for years, like, hey, how's it going? And honestly, I never even looked him up. I know he knows this. So, when you're just your head's down, you're working with your company, you're building and taking care of your people, I was just like, so great, wish you all the best. That's so great. You own your own company, but I never checked it out. And so within this 3-month period of just really kind of searching, Michael said, hey, we need to talk. And I was like, okay, yeah. And so I finally went to his Facebook profile. I looked up Asante Organics, and I was like, okay. Never heard of it, but 100% organic. Oh my goodness. Well, being on the product since just September, I cannot tell you the difference. I mean, I've been on reds and greens before. Well, I thought I had, but no, these are like live whole food nutrition. And we are just, we love everything. What Dr. Becky said, that Go Green pack, that is the crux of, I believe, all of these products. And the shake. And, we love the toothpaste. I love the deodorant. And that's really big for me because, like, deodorant, I needed like the extra strength. I know y'all wanted to know that, but just it was really hard for me to find a natural, clean, good deodorant. And so this deodorant works. Hallelujah. I'm so happy. And the Be Natural product, my hormones, my clarity, I'm postmenopausal, but I just have always been looking for that, the energy, the sleep. And now I have people on it for it's for sinuses and allergies. And so I love that product so much. But and just our energy level, and just when we work out every day, we're just, our stamina and our recovery, and we love the cell salts. My goodness, I think I could just go on like Dr. Becky. I'm like, it's hard for me to pick a favorite, but we're just so thankful. Love, love, love. Just so thankful to be here and can really tell people with a clear conscience, okay, I know that I know that I know that there is nothing in these products, but real food, real things. So it's just been so refreshing and just so glad to be here.
Thank you. And guys, I wanted you to hear from some of the people tonight, for the new people that are here. And I know there's plenty, because I've seen some people that were talking about showing up that are new. And I got to tell you, there is a business involved. And when you do get involved in business, I mean, I have not seen anything more generous in my entire life, because, I'll talk a little bit about the business side for a couple seconds here. If you want to get involved in the business side of things, we help you. We get you on, we're all team partners together. Okay. We're getting the word out, right? I might be a megaphone, but 1,000 microphones are a lot louder than one megaphone, right? And there's some components that we've developed into a compensation plan that has never been done before in the history of this industry. And what is that? Two things. We got 6 different ways to get paid, but the main two, not the main two, they're all main ways to get paid, but the two that are my favorite, let's just say that, is that everything that you build, you only got to work with 2 teams, and forever, as far down as those teams can build themselves, you're going to make 10% of the volume every single week out of what is happening inside of your business, because you basically franchised another store, because we are the largest USDA certified organic online superstore in the world, right? And then we want you to be, we've heard from some very good leaders, and everybody can be a great leader. And when you get involved in the company, we designed a demographic to this compensation plan, or a vertical, if you want to call it that, where anybody that you bring into the company, we want you to work with them. We want you to help them. We want to all work together, right, for the same goal. And, the first goal is to really get people well. And then we got a business too. We can become financially, well as well, and anybody that you bring into this company, into this business, you can match their check up to 100%. That's huge. I'll give you small numbers, really simple. I don't even care how long it takes you to do this. If you went out and brought 10 people into the business and they started sharing these products and the results of these products, let me tell you about these products, right? You got a nutritional line where some of those products in the nutritional line have been nominated for the Nobel Prize in gut health. Hence Dr. Becky, right? And her knowledge. Then you've got a personal care line where we have won an International Green Peace Award for 20 years since we brought out the catalog. That's since 2010. That's absolutely huge. You have an alkalizing division that's back in 2012 was on the NBC network as being the strongest alkalizing products in the world. And then all the media that we've been in, because those magazines, those TV shows, Good Morning America, they came to us to do these stories. And you get into a small database at the very beginning, right when the world's going green. You know, you think about timing and positioning, you can even have it better. And, my brother talks about this, a lot, where if you would have put $400 investment into Microsoft back in 1980, and and pretty much almost all of us were around then, and could have scraped up $400, you'd be worth over 50, 60, 70 million dollars today. That's absolutely huge. But that was a way of life before it becomes a way of life. And right now, the world's going green. We can't stop it. I can't stop it. You can't stop it. Nobody can stop it. And if you don't think it's going green, then start looking around the houses and look at all that solar. And then start looking around, the parking lots. Oh, wow, look at everybody in their electric cars going home and taking that electric car with the solar on top of their house and green sustainable housing. But you don't live there. You live in here. You live in here. You got to treat this better than you treat your car. You got to treat this better than you treat your house and your solar. You got to treat this because you only got this once. You don't want this to get out of whack, right? And we saw, at the beginning of creation, our creator says, I gave you plants for food. Well, what does that tell you? Plants are food. Plants are energy. Plants are life force. Plants are frequency. Plants are vibration. Plants are biomimetic. You can get your peptides, all your peptides, proteins, amino acids, minerals, vitamins, everything from plants. Plants are bioidentical. Chlorophyll and blood have the same chemical makeup, only off by one number. At one time, you could give a chlorophyll and coconut water transfusion, right? People would get healthier, heal faster, get alkaline. Absolutely unbelievable. And 2 Nobel Prizes have already been given to individuals that proving that nothing bad can exist in an alkaline environment. So what do? We take that right to the next step and we create everything plants, laser focused on plants, live, whole food nutrition, right? Not powders, whole food nutrition, the whole entire plant. And you know what? And now you have a business that you're first in. They say right now, and when I say they, I'm talking about all the periodicals, Forbes magazine and everybody who's ever done any analytics for the future. That was right, correct, all the time. Said that right now, 9 to 10% of the world is going green or is living green. And 90%, 91%, they said in the next 7 to 8 years, it'll be in the 90%. It'll be 95% of the people will be living this way. When do you want to get involved? And we're not talking about, you go shop anywhere else and you're getting products with all these horrific chemicals linked to reproductive toxicity, endocrine toxicity, neurological toxicity, the worst disease in the world. It's crazy. All these toxic ingredients. But then over here, the new store just opened up. The new one, your store, the one that you're showing people with only plants, products that are proven, that have gotten awards, that nourish and heal the body. And yet, I have never yet, when I gave somebody a choice, they've never said, oh, Mike, I want to use those toxic things. The minute they find out that they can use everything and wake up in the morning, whether you're a child to a senior, a male or female, and do everything you've done in a single day. And tonight you get to put your head on your pillow and go, wow, I've done everything I've done my whole life. And I haven't touched myself with a single chemical. All I've done was use plants. It's huge. It's unbelievable. And then you want to get a better feeling than that? Maybe you saved somebody's life because now you taught somebody else about that. And then you're going to get rewarded for it as well. Why? Because you're in the beginning and now you're where the leaders want actually look to get in because they do. And because, when you're at the top, all those people, the world falls underneath you. The world does, right? And so, I mean, and when you really think of it, I mean, it doesn't even change anything that you're doing in your life. It just adds something. And what it adds is you're getting paid to shop and earning cash back on all your online purchases and converting what you're already spending it, and you convert that into earnings. It's absolutely beautiful. And you couldn't have a better time to do this. And I'll tell you why. We're right here in the holiday season. Did you know that out of 100 people and you know what? Pardon me. I'm going to tell you guys something I want you to really think about. And if you have to write it down, something to really, really take to heart. Okay. Some really, really accurate statistics for you. We're in the holiday season now. Out of 100 people, more than half, every 100 people that exist right now in this holiday season, more than half will typically gain 4 to 9 pounds over the holidays, while another 18 out of those 100 will gain 10 to 15 pounds. And that's not a good thing. And that's not a good thing, especially if you're older, because it's even harder to get, to drop that stuff. And you know what? There's somebody on this call tonight that she can tell you. I'm not going to bring her live yet. We'll do that maybe Tuesday because I didn't plan her for it. But she'll tell you that back in 2012, 13, 14, whenever she came into the business, we had a 30-day weight loss challenge, and she won $2,500. So even during the holiday season, you can go through this whole season and lose weight and look good. And I'm going to tell you something that I think should really stick with you. And this is about the average adult. The average adult. The average adult gains 10 to 15 pounds every 5 years. The average adult can't do a single pull-up. The average adult shares at screens for 5 or more hours in a day. The average adult eats more sugar than protein. You actually met somebody tonight, and it's no longer there. But the average adult will toss and they turn trying to sleep all night long. The average adult, think of this, they can't even squat their own body weight. The average adult can't even deadlift their own body weight. The average adult walks less than 5,000 steps per day. The average adult will hit the snooze button 3 times before getting up. Unfortunately, the average adult, as they get older, piles on meds for all these different lifestyle issues that they're getting themselves into. They get winded when they try walking up the stairs. And unfortunately, they watch their body decay year after year after year. Let me tell you guys something. This is a true story. This is not getting old. This is neglect. Okay? So you need to really, really take that to heart. There's Becky talked about a Tom Cruise movie. I'll talk about another Tom Cruise movie. You can't handle the truth. Okay? Some people can't. That's the truth. Don't be the average adult. And if you choose that now, wow, you'll be way above average when it comes to income scales. I can tell you that. Because when this company is in that momentum stage, you got there before when you should have. And now it screams your income to the top. If I told you the numbers, you wouldn't even believe me. But I'll tell you what, we're going to end with this. So I was told this about 4 months ago while I was visiting one of the most successful research centers for that horrible situation that happens in people's lives. And when you go there, you go out of the country to go there, and then you get full permanent recovery, see. But it amazed me when I went there and worked with the doctors and such. And actually, to my surprise, they've been using the Asante Organics nutritional protocol and all the other products. So the two biggest tools in the belt is what you're putting inside yourself and on top of yourself. And that has been their protocol for 10 years. 10 years they've been doing that. That's where they save lives. That's heavy stuff. And something else that was brought to my attention back then too. And I heard that while I was down there. That this was said. This is what you got to really think about. I'll say this to everybody who watches this that's new. Don't make us your last hope. Make us your first hope for a better you, for this to be better, because we teach you what to do. We educate first. That's what this is, an educational company. We don't sell a thing. We don't do sales. We educate people. And what good is education if you don't have solutions? So we develop the solutions, right? And then we allow people to make decisions. So hopefully that, you when you see this, this really sinks in. And because everybody should be doing this stuff. And you will be, these are things you have to do. When we're children, we're irresponsible little kids. Okay? It's the way we were developed. That's the way the good Lord made us. We get out, we're having fun, we're riding our bikes. Most kids, 98% of kids, right? They're playing and doing this and involved in sports and extra activities and this and that. If at the age, when you were younger, if they said, well, you have to do this and this and this and this and this to live a healthy life, guess what? You're kids, right? But at one point in time, your creator says, well, you need to become responsible. Well, at the age of 35 to 42 years old, you lose 50% of your digestive capabilities. That's not just for your education. That means you got to start getting that back the way it used to be when you were kids. Okay? And the only way you can do any of this stuff that we talked about tonight is you have to manually do it. And now you get to use the best products in the world to do it with. Not because I'm telling you. Let all the media tell you. Let all these people tell you. Listen to the results you've heard tonight. That's why you look at Asante Organics. So, at the end of the day, no matter how small or how big or how large, anything that you do to yourself, what are you putting inside of you and what are you putting on top of you? At the end of the day, no matter how small or large it is, you're either doing one of two things. You are participating in your life or you are participating in your death. Just that simple. And you get to choose. So taking care of yourself is your responsibility. We just made it. Asante Organics just made it super, super, super easy. And then in front of a way of life, an actual paradigm shift in life, which you might be in front of one in your entire life, two, if you're lucky, and you're in front of this. Don't let that thing pass you up and regret. If I did that, I wish I would have done that. Don't be part of that group because you don't have to be. And take a good hard look at the company. I thank you for your time. I thank you guys all for being here. We're humbled, we're thankful, our gratitude is high. And if you need any help, reach out to us. I don't think you're going to find a company where I've seen the corporate team give out you got their cell phones, everybody's got mine, and call them any time of the night if you need help, talk to somebody, whatever the case might be. We make ourselves super, super, super available. And I'll tell you why that is and why you don't see that anywhere else. And there's one word for that: transparency. Yeah, safety and transparency. It's awesome. It's awesome, awesome, good stuff. So thank you all for being here. God bless you. God bless your families and your businesses. And Tuesday night, remember, in any business, you're going to work this as a business. Doesn't matter what you do, you need structure. So we do these Zooms every Tuesday. That's a business opportunity Zoom. On Thursdays, we get good, solid, sound education from Dr. Becky. And we do these every single week. So you can't miss them. Bring your people to them. Load these things up. So someday when you're looking down and you're like, wait, participants, what? Time out? 4,000? 3,000 are in your group. That's a beautiful thing, I'm telling you. So I've been there. I've been there from zero to billions. I've seen it. I've been a part of that. Dr. Becky has. Some of you might have. I know Robert Blackman has. So enjoy. Have a wonderful evening. God bless you all this evening. And thank you for joining us on this Zoom. Have a wonderful day, wonderful evening, wonderful morning if you're tuning in from overseas. I see somebody here. So other than that, we're done. And we'll see you again on the Tuesday Zoom. And if you need to get a hold of any of us, we're always available. So thank you guys. We appreciate you all.